All right, I'm the Flat Rat Master, and today we're going to talk about ROI, that's return on investment of your tools. General tools, stuff you'll use day in, day out. It's not so much about ROI because, well, you're going to use them day in, day out. You know, sockets, Torx bits, etc. That's that kind of stuff. You really don't need to worry about ROI more than do you need it? But let's talk about more specialized tools and tools that make sense to buy, whereas other tools don't. Now, engine tools are a great example of that. If your shop does not provide those and makes you buy them as a technician, you work at a crappy shop, but you have to look at ROI. Let's say you work at a domestic Asian shop and you have that odd BMW that comes in that needs timing tools. And it's $500 because you can't find a cheap version of it. If you're only going to use those tools once, maybe twice, there literally is no return on investment. And that's what I mean. I want to give a good example of that. Is if you're spending a lot of money for a tool that may never going to get used again, it's a horrible investment for you as a technician. And you should decline the job. We don't have the special tools. I'm not buying the special tools. Send it somewhere else because it's not worth it to you to buy that tool. Literally, everything you make on that job and then some will be wasted on the tool. You work at that same import domestic shop and you have a Ford timing belt that needs special tools. The tools aren't expensive online. You will literally pay for those tools with that job, and you can use them in the future, indicating nobody else has the tool. You get that job in your shop if you're a stickler for that kind of work. That makes a lot more sense on buying that tool if the shop doesn't provide it. And that's what I think a lot of techs don't think about. They don't think about return on investment. An example of poor return on investment, I have an Ossenmacher Volvo timing kit. I bought it years ago, used it a handful of times, and well, I lost money on that tool. There's no way around it. It cost more than I made with a profit. Simply put, it isn't a worthwhile tool to buy. Unfortunately, that's something a lot of technicians focus on, is fixing the car rather than this tool costs how much and I'm making this much on it. It doesn't make sense in a lot of cases. And shop owners, should be buying those tools because they have a much better chance of getting their return on investment when a larger pool of technicians are going to be using that tool. But unfortunately, a lot of shops don't operate that way. So if it's on you to buy special tools, learn to say no. Learn to say, I'm not buying this tool and I can't do the job without it. So either you buy it or send it somewhere else. If they're not buying tools, it's not that great of a place to work anyway. But the fact of the matter is you're supporting the shop owner's profit margin over, well, your own. So you're supplementing their income. Facts. They make how much more per hour than you do? Now, admittedly, they've got costs and stuff, but tools should be part of that cost. And if they can't justify to buy the tool to support that customer's repair, and it doesn't have a return on investment for you, it's just quite frankly not worth it. And unfortunately, that goes for a lot of tools. Now, keep in mind, there's efficiency of buying tools. Buying your own scan tool, buying your own smoke machine may even be justified. The fact that you don't have to go look for the shop tool. Now, if you're doing a bunch of evap tests and, you've got a larger shop and there's only one smoke machine and it's usually in use, it might make sense for you because you will get your return on investment. A smoke machine will last 5 years plus as long as you decently maintain it. The scan tool, probably about maybe close to the same lifespan. So they have the ability to return your investment just with efficiency. But if you look at it just from a per job, it's hard to justify that kind of tool simply because they cost a lot. And, a real professional smoke machine is $800. That takes a little bit to pay off as far as jobs. Wasted time waiting for a tool is lost efficiency, but you have to analyze it like that. How much time do I actually spend waiting for that shop smoke machine? Same with the scan tool. Is it really that much of an efficiency bump to buy my own? Or is it just because you want it? And unfortunately, we all want tools. We all want to buy all the tools we can. But you really need to look at it as, will this pay for itself if I buy it? Like I said, stuff like, sockets and impacts really don't change your day-to-day. They're only if you need to upgrade, need something better. But stuff like engine tools, special tools, will it make me money? And that needs to be the priority of purchasing stuff like that, is will I make my money back on that with a profit? You have to think like a business owner. It's not about just, I've got this cool tool, I can get this job done. It's, is it worth it to me over the long run to spend this money on a tool I may or may not use? Because quite frankly, I've got many tools in my toolbox that I've never used, either because I bought it for a video, thought it would be cool, or, because I thought I would need it and use it. And then it winds up sitting in my toolbox, costing me money in space, because after all, toolboxes are really expensive. And that's why I have 2 Revel X's, is because, I've got a lot of tools. And honestly, too much wasted real estate of bad buys that I don't use often enough to justify owning them. So think about it. Will I make a profit buying this tool? Or is it just going to cost me money? Think about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.